Hello, dear students. Today we are going to learn a very interesting poem that is on killing a tree, written by Gagan Patel. This poem is somehow difficult and very interesting and very important as well. First of all, read the introduction, that is, you must have observed people cutting down trees, but can they kill a tree? Is it easy to do so? Let's read the poem and find out what the poet says on killing a tree. Before starting the explanation of the poem, let me tell you something important, that in this poem, the poet is not promoting to kill a tree or to cut a tree, but in this poem, the poet is telling us the process to kill a tree, but indirectly, the poet is giving us a message not to kill the trees or not to cut the trees. Why? Because killing a tree is the same as killing a human being. Okay? Means when we kill a human being, when we try to hurt a human being, what happens? If we means if a human being is wounded, blood will come from the wounds. Apart from that, if we want to kill a human being, it is not easy to kill. Okay. Uh, it takes so much time. Why? Because human beings, they have a willingness to live. No one wants to die. Okay, no one wants to die. That means we have the willpower. That's why we all are able to live, and we revive ourselves very well. Same is with trees. As okay, the poet wants to convey that we should not kill a tree, because trees are also living. They also have life. They also feel bad when we hurt them. Okay, so in the poem, the poet is telling us a process how we can kill a tree, but he or she is not advocating that we should kill the trees or we should cut the trees. Indirectly, the poet is giving us a message that we should not kill a tree. And some critics, they say that the poet is referring here to the elimination of social evils as well. If we want to reform the society, okay, the society reformation, if we want to reform the society or eliminate any social evil, it is not an easy task. It would take some time, and we have to remove the root cause. Okay, we have to work upon the root causes. That means if we want to kill a tree, we have to kill the root. That is what the poet wants to convey in this poem. Let's start the explanation of the poem. And in this poem is written in free verse. That means no rhyming scheme has been followed. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown, slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, and water, and out of its leprous height, sprouting leaves. That means the poet is saying to kill a tree would take so much time. It is not an easy task. It would take so much time. With a simple jab of the knife, means if suppose if we just put a cut on the stem of the tree, it would not hurt the tree. It would not do it. It would not kill the tree. Why? Now the reason is there. Because the tree has grown slowly, the tree has grown gradually, consuming the earth, means feeding upon the crust of the earth, rising out of it. It rose out of the earth, feeds upon the earth's surface, and it has observed sunlight, air, and water for so many years. means the tree has not grown in a single day. It has grown slowly in so many years. It has taken years, means so much time, and it has observed sunlight, air, and water for so many years. Then, from the leprous hide means discolored bark. So, from the bark, so many leaves sprouted, and after so many years, the trees has come to its size. That means if a tree is very huge, okay. So it has not grown in one day, it has grown in so many years. Now, the next stanza means in the first stanza, the poet is telling us that it is not easy to kill a tree. And why it is not easy? Because it has grown for so many years and feeding upon the earth's surface, taking nutrients and all that, okay. Before starting the next stanza, let me tell you what is this leprous hide. Leprous hide means it is referring to the discolored bark. So here the stem of the tree has been compared to the skin, okay, the skin of a person that is suffering from leprosy. So which poetic device is used here? That is metaphor, okay. So this is the poetic device metaphor, and it is very important. You may be asked to for the meaning of leprous height. What do you mean by leprous height, and which poetic device has been used here? Next stanza. So hack and chop. Now the poet is saying what we are to do if we want to kill a tree. First of all, we need to hit it with blows and with other jugs, and then we need to chop it, to cut it into pieces. But this alone won't do it. But don't think the work is done now. This won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. It would not cause so much harm to the tree. What would happen? The bleeding bark. The bleeding bark will heal. Means bleeding bark is referring to the sap or the fluid, okay, or the watery substance or the fluid that comes out of the stem of the tree or the twigs when we cut the twigs mercilessly, okay. Same as when we hurt a human being, blood comes, okay. So it is referring to the bleeding process. That means once again metaphor poetic device is used here. Apart from that, bleeding bark, B sound is repeating. So alliteration is also there in bleeding bark. And this is again an important term used in the poem. So what would happen? The bark that will bleed means the hurt bark will once again heal, okay, will heal itself. And what would happen then? From close to the ground, once again the little green twigs would start growing, miniature boughs, which if unchecked, and if we don't check this process, then what would happen? These twigs will expand again to former size, and once again they will regrow as a huge tree. Means after a few years the tree will come back to its former size. So in this part the poet is saying, suppose if you hit the tree, you cut the tree into pieces, don't think this would kill the tree. No, this is not the actual process. This would not kill the tree, and this would not harm the tree so much. What would happen? After a few days the bleeding bark would heal itself, and then small green twigs once again they start regrowing. And if we means don't cut it repeatedly, if we leave it unchecked, then the tree would come back to its former size. Now what we are to do? First of all, see here it is a word no. The root is to be pulled out. Means the poet is emphasizing that no, this is not the correct process. Now the poet is telling us what we are to do. What we are to do? First of all, the root is to be pulled out. First of all, the root, that is the life of the tree or the source of the strength. We need to pull out the root entirely out of the anchoring earth. From where we are to pull it out? From the earth that is holding the roots. It is to be roped means if a tree is very huge, very big tree, we need to tie it with the rope and then we need to pull it out with a jerk. Snapped out means pull it entirely or pulled out entirely out from the earth cave. Means we need to pull out the roots from the earth's hole where the earth is holding the tree. We need to pull it out entirely, and then what would happen? We will be able to see. Exposed means it would make clear, it would be visible. So then we will be able to see the strength of the tree. What is it? This is the root. Okay. Now how the roots look? The roots look, that is the source, white and wet. The roots is white in color, are white in color, and they are having moisture. They would be like wet. Okay. The most sensitive, the roots are the most sensitive part of the tree, and they remain hidden inside the earth for so many years. That's why they are having some moisture, they are white in color, and they are very sensitive. So, in this stanza, the poet is asking us to pull out the source of the strength of the tree, that is root. So, pull out word is repeating. Pulled out. Sorry, it happens every time. 1 minute, please. Yes. So, first pulled out, then pulled out. So, pulled out word is repeatedly used. So, which poetic device is used here? That is repetition. So, in this stanza, the poet is asking us to pull out the root, that is the source of the strength, that is the strength of the tree, and how it looks. It is wet, it is white in color, and it is the most sensitive part of the earth, and it remains hidden inside the earth for so many years. Now what is done? We have pulled out the roots. Now what is the next step? Next step the poet is sharing here in the last stanza. Then the matter of scorching and choking. Now what we are to do? We are to cut the root into pieces, and we are to let it dry in the sun and air. Means we have to leave the root open in the sun and air. Then what would happen? The root's color would change. It would become brown, it would become hard, it would twist, and it would wither. Then it is done. Once the root is withered, it becomes hard and it turns brown and it twisted, then only we can say now the tree would not regrow, and then the process of killing a tree is done. So the poem is written by Giv Patil. In this poem, means no doubt this poem is somehow difficult, but we need to understand each and every line, each and every word we are to understand. Once we try to understand it very well, then it is very easy as well. In the first stanza, the poet is telling us that we cannot kill a tree with a simple cut. Why? Because it has grown for so many years. This is a gradual process, and the earth has given it the nutrition. Next, if we hack and chop the tree, this would not work. The tree will regrow again. How it would regrow? In the next stanza, the poet is telling us which part is the strength of the tree. That is root. We need to pull it out entirely. And in the last stanza, the poet is telling we are to dry the root in the sun and air. Once the root is killed, the tree is killed. Okay. Here are some difficult words: jab, sudden rough blow, leprosite, discolored bark, Hack, cut roughly by striking heavy blows. Anchoring earth, trees are held securely with the help of the roots in the earth. Snapped out, chopped out, scorching and choking, the drying up of the tree being uprooted. Here are the question asked. First is, can a simple jab of the knife kill a tree? No, the poet means herself, himself is saying. So no, with not a simple jab of the knife can kill a tree. Why not? Because the tree has grown slowly, okay, consuming the earth. It has absorbed years of sunlight and years of air and water. So we cannot kill a tree with a simple cut or jab of knife. Next question, how has the tree grown to its full size? Once again, the same thing is to be repeated. Tree has used or taken nutrients from the earth. It has absorbed sunlight, air and water. List the words suggestive of its life and activity. So these are the words that we need to mention. What is the meaning of bleeding bark? Oh, not again. What is the meaning of bleeding bark? Bleeding bark is referring to the bark of the tree. Okay, the stem of the tree, that when it is hurt, what happens? Sap or the fluid ooze from the bark. Okay, oozes from the bark. That's why same as bleeding of a human's wound. So that's why the poet is saying it bleeding bark. What makes it bleed? Obviously, when we hurt a tree's bark with axe or with any weapon, that makes it bleed. The poet says no in the beginning of the third stanza. What does he mean by this? He wants to say that hacking and chopping cannot kill a tree. What is the meaning of anchoring earth? Anchoring earth, that means earth is holding a tree. Anchoring, anchor, you can understand by this. In this way, it is holding a tree. The earth is holding a tree, and the earth cave. Earth cave means like a hole inside the earth where the tree is grown. Next is, what does he mean by the strength of the tree exposed? The strength of the tree, that is root. The poet wants to convey that when the tree is uprooted, roots can be seen very clearly, and then it is clear that roots are the source of the tree's strength. What finally kills the tree? When the tree is uprooted, the roots are drying in the means dried in the sun, and then when the roots are brown and they are twisted and withered, then we can kill her. Then it can be said that tree has been killed successfully. Okay, so this is the poem on killing a tree. If you have any doubt, you can share in the comment box. I shall try to make it very clear. Don't think that this poem is very difficult. I can't do this. You can do this. Just try to understand thoroughly. Okay. So this is all for today's video. In the next video, we shall learn some another topic. Bye. See you in the next video.